Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification button so you don't miss a thing. Also, come follow us on social media at Disney Food Blog. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and today we have a really fun video. At least I had fun putting it together for you, so I hope you like it. I hope it's helpful. This one is 5 Disney trends that we hope continue and 2 that we hope do not. We did a Disney trends video a few months ago talking about some interesting trends we saw that we didn't quite understand, but today we're going to talk about 5 Disney trends that we're really liking, that we're thinking are fun and interesting, and that we hope kind of keep going and keep expanding. Some of them have to do with food, a couple of them don't. So the first one does happen to have to do with food. This one is the create your own everything trend. I really do feel like Disney's doing a lot of customizable options in many of its counter service locations and especially food courts. This is especially showing up in places where you've just seen renovations or refurbs, places like the All Stars Resorts food courts, over at Centertown Market at Caribbean Beach Resort, Satuli Canteen over there in Pandora in Disney's Animal Kingdom. Lots of these locations are now featuring create your own options on the menu. So over at Satuli, that's a really good example where you've got the create your own bowls. So you choose your protein, you choose your sauce, you choose your base. So there's several options. You can mix and match, change things up the way that you want them and the way that you're going to enjoy them most, which I really, really like. So you don't have to kind of go with a prescribed version that some Disney chef is created for you. You get to choose from a variety of options. Same thing at many of the food courts. You've got create your own salads, create your own ice cream sundaes, yogurt parfaits, even breakfast bowls over there at Centertown in Caribbean Beach Resort. So you're seeing lots of great options that are totally customizable, kind of a choose your own adventure kind of meal, which I love because I am an extremely picky eater. And so the majority of the time with a lot of these things, I'd be removing ingredients or adding ingredients, and so the customizable option really makes that a lot easier for me personally. The next trend we're really, really liking, and this might be a little controversial, let us know in the comments if you don't like this trend, is the option to pay to visit the parks before they open or after they close. So this would be the early morning magic option at Magic Kingdom, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and then the after hours events that they're running at Magic Kingdom right now, along with those hard ticket events like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and there's a few more coming down the pike as well. I really like these options because it allows me to pay some extra money to get some non-crowded time in the parks, and this includes several rides that are very hard to get a fast pass for, and this way you can go to the parks at these times and ride those rides over and over and over again without getting a fast pass for them. So for me personally, I really enjoy these opportunities because when I'm in Disney World, I'm only there for a few days at a time. I don't stay very long, and so I want to get as much in during my days as I can. So I'm usually up at 6 or 7 a.m. I'm going until 2 a.m. and so I basically just try to cram it all into 3 or 4 days. These extra early morning magic options and after hours events allow me to get even more, Disney fun into my trip. And this could work for you guys too if you only have a short trip, you can't extend your trip, or you're going at a really crowded time and this might be the only time that you get to ride some of these rides. So here's a funny thing, when I first did the voiceover for this a few days ago, I was actually begging Disney to add an Animal Kingdom after hours version so we could ride Pandora after hours. And believe it or not, I'm just so excited that they actually did. In that course of about 48 hours after I had done the initial voiceover, they added an after hours for Animal Kingdom. So super excited that a couple of other after hours events have been added to the schedule. But again, the downside to these is that they cost a lot of money for a large family. So when I'm there, I'm usually solo, so it doesn't cost me that much. But if you're taking your whole family there, again, like I've said many times before, that could end up being the cost of another night in a hotel. It could end up being the cost of, an extra park ticket day for several people in your family. So you really have to weigh the cost versus the benefit when you're thinking about taking your whole family to these events. Okay, the next trend I am loving, and that I'm really seeing this over the past 10 years for sure, is you're seeing a lot more whole food options and a lot more vegetarian and vegan options in Walt Disney World. And I will group in also that you're seeing a lot more gluten-free options and a lot more allergy-friendly options in Disney World. And this is across the board: resort hotels, theme park restaurants, etc. Disney Springs. You're really, really seeing this as a focus for Disney chefs and for people creating Disney food. So you can especially see this in a couple, again, of the newer or refurbed restaurants. You've got those tofu bowls at Satuli Canteen. You've got the Impossible Burgers and plant-based options in multiple restaurants. You're seeing vegan fish and chips being tested out at Rose and Crown. Aaron McKenna's over in Disney Springs, of course, is really focused on special diets, vegan eating, and allergy-friendly options. Casey's Corner has plant-based sausages now. Friar's Nook has plant-based brats now. And Harbor Galley over in Disneyland just introduced an entirely vegan menu. So it's really, really cool. And even if you take out the vegan and vegetarian contingent, you're actually seeing a lot more whole food available in the parks. So things like fresh fruit, whole fruit, which 10 years ago, the fruit that was offered was usually slim pickings. I mean, not very good. And if you did get it, it had been sitting around for a while, and it was just not good stuff the majority of the time. Now you're seeing really high quality whole food, hard-boiled eggs, you're seeing keto options, paleo options, fresh vegetables, lots of great choices for people, even in grab-and-go containers. So even in the grab-and-go refrigerators, you're seeing these great whole food options for people that I love, because Disney's really responding to the fact that people are changing their diets and they're eating different things, even when they're at Disney World on vacation. So I think that's really cool. I'm really impressed, and I love that trend, and I hope it continues. No, don't get me wrong. You can have as many hot fudge sundaes as you want. They're all still there, and I will continue to tell you about them. But I think it's great that they have alternative choices for those with different diet needs when you're there. Okay, the next trend that I love, again, this one might be a little bit controversial. I don't know how people really feel about this, but I love that we're getting to the point that we have practically year-round festivals in Epcot. I think that's so much fun. You have Festival of the Arts, you have Flower and Garden, you got an open space there in the summer, and I hope Disney adds some more stuff in there pretty soon. You got the summer Disney. Where are the food booths for the summer? And then you got Food and Wine, which now starts in August, of course. Then you move right into Festival of the Holidays, and then you spin around and go back to Festival of the Arts. And I love that, because for all of these festivals, you've got food booths, and many of them are really, really good food booths. They're really improving. They're doing a great job with the quality of the food items at those food booths. I love it. I think it's so much fun. It really adds to your Epcot experience as well. It gives families another food option, but it also exposes people who go to Epcot to international food items, things that they might not usually explore or eat. And you can do it in these tapas-sized tiny portions. They're not tiny all the time. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's a good hearty portion, but it's smaller than a regular dinner portion. So even if you're a little scared to try something out, it's not going to cost you that much. It's going to cost you $3, $5, $7. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. And you can give it to somebody else or someone else in your family who enjoys it, or just don't worry about it. But it gives you the chance and the option to try something new. I love that, especially this is an opportunity for the kids, because a lot of kids are scared to try a lot of new foods. And these Epcot booths offer them the chance to try some new stuff in Disney World, because what could be bad in Disney World, right? There's that Mickey Mouse food rule that if it's okay with Mickey, then it must be okay to eat. So there's lots of opportunities for kids to try new stuff around these festivals too, that maybe they wouldn't normally try at home. And then the fifth trend that I'm really loving right now is all the new Dole Whip flavors. For a long time, all we had was pineapple Dole Whip in Disneyland and Disney World. It was just pineapple all the time. No problem. I love pineapple Dole Whip, don't get me wrong. But I think it's really fun now that at this point, we have access to orange Dole Whip. That's over there at Sunshine Tree Terrace in Magic Kingdom. Now they still have the citrus swirl, but they also have the orange cream. They call it orange cream, but it's just orange Dole Whip. We've had, I think it's raspberry Dole Whip over at Geyser Point in Disney's Wilderness Lodge, had an option for raspberry Dole Whip. It might go off and on the menu, but I've seen it, definitely had it over there. The lemon Dole Whip is over there at Disney California Adventure. That one's my favorite by far. I love the lemon Dole Whip, which you get with the snow-capped lemon over there in Pixar Pier. So good. The lime Dole Whip is now over there at Storybook Treats in the Magic Kingdom. You can get it in that Peter Pan float, and right now it's in a new Tinkerbell cone. So the lime Dole Whip is there. You can get pumpkin Dole Whip. Believe it or not, it's only for a limited time, and it's at Aulani, so you have to go to Hawaii to get it, but they have the pumpkin Dole Whip for the fall season over there, which is so cool. So the only one I haven't really seen is the mango Dole Whip and like the strawberry Dole Whip. I haven't seen strawberry or mango anywhere, but I've seen everything else. So I'm hoping that Disney will bring those other two to the park somewhere, but I think it's really cool that we're getting other Dole Whip flavors, not just pineapple. Let's see that trend continue, Disney. Okay, now we're down to the two trends I wish wish wouldn't continue, but unfortunately, I think they probably will. So the first one is, of course, the price increases we've been seeing across the board. We've been seeing the parking prices increase, and in some cases being instituted for the first time. Of course, that's over at resort hotels in Walt Disney World, which we have a whole video about right here that you can check out. The food prices are increasing significantly. Now, of course, the food prices always increase, but recently Walt Disney World did a mass increase of their food options, including snacks and table service restaurants, counter service restaurants. Just about everything saw a huge increase. I've been told that that's the largest price increase in food and beverage that Disney's ever done. And I would believe it. It's significant. It's huge. You've seen ticket prices increase. We just had a huge ticket price increase here October 16th. So those will now cost you more. And hotel prices go up every year, of course. We're seeing lots of price increases, exponential price increases, and unprecedented price increases. So I really hope that slows down. But for right now, planning your budget to Walt Disney World is going to be even harder than it ever has been. So that's going to be rough for many of us. The final trend that we're seeing that I really hope doesn't continue, but it probably will, is the homogenization of the parks and the merchandise. Many of us remember not too long ago that you'd get completely different merchandise in Walt Disney World and Disneyland. You'd get different experiences in Walt Disney World and Disneyland. And while you still do, when it comes to park merchandise, the things that you're actually buying in the parks, much of it is starting to become homogenized. You're seeing the same items for sale on both coasts. And an even bigger example of this is you can see the World of Disney stores on both coasts just got renovated and look exactly the same now, down to even the etchings on the tables where the registers are. Like everything is exactly the same. So you're seeing that quite a bit. Also, the parks themselves, you're seeing a lot of rides being shared among multiple parks. So Soarin', for instance, is now in Disney World, Disneyland, Shanghai, and it's going into Tokyo Disney Sea. You're seeing Ratatouille being built in Walt Disney World, which originated over there in Disneyland Paris. Tron is coming to Disney World from Shanghai. Toy Story Land is in Shanghai and Disney World. So you're seeing Disney sort of whatever works in one park, it's getting transferred to one or more other parks. You are seeing sort of a homogenization of the parks, even internationally. They're selling or they're creating experiences that are very similar. This is a concept that was just brought to my attention by a great travel writer that I love and follow, Carly Wiesel. And I remember talking about the homogenization of the pool bar menus. Back in the day, Disney's pool bar menus were all different depending on what pool bar you were at. And then all of a sudden they had the same exact menu one day, and that has never changed. So you've got the same exact stuff being served multiple places. So instead of increasing the uniqueness of each individual resort, you're seeing sameness and repetitiveness instead. We'll see what happens. That might, I'm sure that makes sense in a financial perspective for Disney so that they can bulk order food items and things like that. I'm sure it makes sense from a management perspective, but it does lessen the experience a little bit for the guests, I think. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say about that homogenization. Do you think it's a trend, or do you think it's always been there? We just haven't noticed it, or I just haven't noticed it. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And are there any trends that you're seeing that you'd love to see continue, or trends that you wish would peter out eventually and soon? I can't wait to hear what you have to say. And please do like and subscribe to the channel if you like this video, if you like our other videos. And there's a little notification button too that you can hit so that you can get notified every time we put up a video. As always, you guys, thanks for listening and thanks for letting me ramble on about Disney. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.